didn't want to talk. That's the Green Sky is a subsidiary of Dreamstyle.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's smart business, having the finance company.
Green Sky's just a bank that does lending for home improvement projects.
Yeah,
they're like a credit card. It's an unsecured debt, just
like
a credit card.
All right.
So, Tom, I mean, to read this letter, they're only saying pay the difference between what Green Sky has been charged and the cost of the materials. So what you said is absolutely spot on. Deliver the dang materials out front if you want to get paid for them. I mean, he's entitled to all of those materials if he's being charged for it, but that only leaves $2,000 of labor, you know, that you have to pay somebody else to do the job.
Yeah. So really,
which would be outrageous. So no one's going to do that job for $2,000.
But here's the deal. Now I'm going to say something. If they refuse to do the work, he can demand those materials if he's going to pay for them. And if it does cost more to have it done, that's his loss for breach of contract. So he could turn it around on them. But here's the deal.
They would probably do it at this point, though. Why wouldn't they?
Do you know, Tim, would they do the work or not?
We don't know. We haven't asked them.
All right. I think what you ought to do now is change the modality and talk to them like they didn't do anything to cheat you, that they are, and say, are you willing to do the work, guys? Let's, you know, listen, you got paid. I'm on the hook, so let's schedule this work. Or you know, just, and then call us back, Tim. Call us back. 303-713-8255. I'm Tom Martino.
This report is right on through. That's exactly what I told him. I'm going, and I told him, I said, if they don't have the right plumbing, it's pro auto. Take the small things out.
Yep. And if
Okay,
they
I got
can't
pro auto.
Hey, have respect to our callers. This is not Dan's list.
Gotcha.
Canyon for rockfall mitigation.
And then I told him, I said, if you're going to call in,
Your advice is correct. He needs to just get in the shower.
We've done it very legal and health.
Yes.
I'm not a lawyer, but I play one.
He's kidding.
Yes, I'm kidding.
It was a joke.
You see the wink.
Okay, guys, 10 seconds. Did you ever get... Yeah. That was horrible.
I had the privilege of having a nanny when I was younger, and she'd tell me when to eat, what to do, and get ready for school and all of that. You know what? I still have a nanny, Ala Ramos, at Pro Auto Care. I'll tell you why. What he does is tell you when you need an oil change, when you need this, when you need that, based on your VIN number, based on your miles, because they put you in the system once you use them, and you become part of the Pro Auto family. Not only that, but listen to this. In between each repair and maintenance, you have free roadside assistance and a guarantee on all work done, and it lasts for 36,000 miles, so you're virtually always in the system. Get your nanny on. Depend on Pro Auto Care. 303 Pro Auto, 2 locations. Near Evans and I-25, near Bowles and Santa Fe. 303 Pro Auto. And the website is 303proauto.com. In business like 27 years. And they have everyone raving about great service and being part of that family. I've used the roadside assistance. 303 Pro Auto.
You going to murder mystery?
I haven't. You done it?
I've done one.
What murder mystery?
Many years ago.
Oh, a real murder? Oh, where you go to a club and
Maggiano's.
a lodge?
Is that Maggiano's?
Are you do? Oh yeah, you gonna do it, Mark?
Yeah, I just signed up.
Any questions?
Did you? Yeah, you've done escape rooms.
Is that for the 5280?
Any
No.
other questions?
Hey, Mark, so did that key thing work out, the key cage? Did you do it for the RV, the key cage?
I have not hooked all the keys up yet.
It's cool. You got a better one than me because you have one which is the fob small. What I mean by I can't put a small, they are big when it comes to what they do. They are a direct importer of granite,
Just let you know I had a
and
restart.
other natural stone.
Right,
They
what
can
happened?
get you any
went
granite
yellow
you
when you
want
dropped
on
it off
Mitch's
the
wholesale account, and that's all you'll pay as wholesale. He doesn't mark it up, so you can go anywhere. Also, cabinets, you'll get them direct from the manufacturer.
Sometimes
You
it won't
will
drop
deal
like
with
that.
one person, no subcontractors. All those big giant warehouses never do that. Also, he gets you the best prices, and he doesn't lie to you about it, like the big places that tell you you're getting 70 and 80% off. With Mitch, just compare and contrast. What you'll see is beautiful work, wholesale granite, beautiful cabinets direct from the manufacturer, and he will do everything you do in the kitchen in the bathroom free, meaning if you get counters, he'll do a vanity top. If you get cabinets, he'll do a vanity, and he'll tear out and haul away the old kitchen free. Give him them a call to start this process. 303-386-5919.
I think Marciano's is very good at
303-886-5919. artofgranite.net. Also on my referral list at referrallist.com.
Actually,
About 40% of Americans carry a credit card balance, but excluding people with credit scores
Olive
over
Garden's
720,
not bad. I haven't been
that
there
number's
so
more like
long.
You're right,
75%.
I like that when you get that extra
that
food.
U.S. households pay an average of $1,200 a year
I've never done
in
the-
credit card
Oh,
interest.
yeah, I
That
have
is
done
an
the family style
astounding number.
one time.
We'll load it
Thankfully,
up,
your
yeah.
untapped home equity is an easy way out.
The trick is,
And loan limits are at an all-time high.
you finish the play and order more, then the second they bring it, you go, oh, can I get that to go?
Just call the salary-based mortgage.
Get a good,
mortgage financing. They'll guide you through the mortgage refinancing.
You think they catch up, but they don't catch up.
It remains. The truth remains.
$12,000 a year, and you may be able to.
The fact that you consciously sit here and think of that strategy.
That's right.
I don't just think of it, I execute it better than anybody in the world.
You live it.
I live it. Suzanne always leaves first.
I bet that's why you're still married.
She's out of there.
Fool me once.
Yeah, she's like, oh, that's my cue.
Here we go again.
She literally leaves about 5 minutes before the bill
She
comes.
knows what's coming.
Here we go. I'll get the car.
Oh my gosh.
Can we get some more of those cheese?
Oh my gosh.
Bring some more breadsticks
So
while you're at
funny.
it.
Can you put some gravy on that?
Mark stuffing breadsticks down his pants. And
I don't eat bread. I go, actually, at there I go right for the chicken parm.
Oh,
More chicken parm, please.
You've got chicken parm in your pocket.
More chicken parm, please.
On 630
The chicken parm is actually chicken breast.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, Eric, sorry for the wait, Eric. What's going on? You're on the air with John Fuller, Fuller Law, and a personal injury attorney, GG Wink, Wink, and Wink bankruptcy attorneys. You may not need neither of them, but they have legal minds. What's going on?
Just want to know how much time I should reasonably expect property management to repair or replace the furnace that failed yesterday.
Okay, good. That is a good question for a renter. It really, really is, because reasonable time in the law can mean so many different things. In fact, the word reasonable. John, I want to ask you, what does reasonable mean? Okay, let's take different circumstances. When do you hear reasonable used?
All the time.
Okay, what in personal injury is it used?
Yeah, usually.
Like what?
It's the standard of care. It's what you would expect a reasonable person to do. That's how we measure the culpability of somebody as opposed to what a reasonable person would have done.
How would you do that?
Reasonable doubt.
How would you do that for? Okay, that's true. Well, how would you do that for a renter, a tenant who has a furnace go out? And now, if it's the middle of summer, reasonable would be different than if it's in a cold snap.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you're talking about a fact that could be life-threatening if you had no heat and this lovely weather that we have around here. So reasonable is going to be a lot shorter in that circumstance.
Okay, so Eric, it went out when?
About 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon.
Is this a single-family residence?
Yes.
Okay. And I think that's different than if it was multifamily, if it was like 10 apartments. So
what are they telling you, Rick?
Yeah.
They delivered at 8 o'clock last night a couple of space heaters, which actually are keeping the house about 65 degrees.
Well,
that sounds reasonable.
That is. Mm-hmm.
And they're in conversation apparently with the owner to figure out what to do, which sounds like a huge question mark to me. But,
also reasonable?
Yep.
No, their agreement with that owner, I'm sure, is anything over X amount they've got to get permission for.
Right.
Well, it's a 95 furnace, and it's had other problems. But, I mean, somebody came out and looked at it yesterday, and they agreed with me, and the circuit board's probably dead. But it's probably not even worth fixing.
Well, did they call anyone out at all as far as to replace it?
Well, the individual that showed up at the door and looked at it around 5:30 is an AC guy that's independent and somebody they work with at management company. And he seemed to be competent enough to figure out what the problem was.
Right,
his
cool.
hands are tied.
Eric, what I would say is this. There is no set standard we can look at. So what I would say is in this weather right now, which is fluctuating, and you have temporary space heaters. Who pays for those heaters?
The management company.
as far as the electricity?
Oh, no, that's me.
Well, are they going to help you on that? Because that's going to take...
I doubt it.
It's reasonable
They'd
to
have
ask.
to pay for gas anyhow. Granted, it's a little cheaper.
Okay, you're right. They would pay something.
Actually, it's about 3 times as much to heat a house electrically as with gas.
Well, yeah, in a vacuum it is. But I mean, let's do a play-by-play here.
Go ahead.
Within an hour of the furnace going out, there was a guy at your property to diagnose it. Within 3 hours of it going out, there was a company representative bringing you heaters to come out to keep you warm through the night. And they are working with the owner to get authorization for how they're going to proceed next.
Yeah.
And that's all less than 20 hours since the thing went out.
Which is outstanding.
I agree. I don't think you can be critical of this company at all for the steps that they've taken so far.
Now, let's take it and look at it. I would say, in this weather which fluctuates with temporary heaters, I would say what is reasonable is a week.
Okay.
A week or less. That's my opinion. That's not legal. That's not written. That's just... What do you think, John? If you had to give a reasonable definition on a jury, what would you be?
Based on what you've told me so far, it would not surprise me if they pull up today or tomorrow with...
Yeah, but what would you think is reasonable if this guy, before he starts complaining?
Like a week? I think since they're taking steps to help mitigate any damage that this guy's going through, no judge would hold them to a standard tighter than that. I mean, that's just that's bare bones minimum, I think.
How long have you been renting?
Almost 2 years now.
And how do you like the management company in general?
I guess they're okay, maybe pretty good.
How long have you been a renter in your life? Like, have you owned prior to this?
Yeah, I have. I got a divorce in 14, and it's been, I've been hopping in and out.
I find sometimes the worst renters are those who owned and had to go to a rental because they're so used to different standards. And it really, really is. So I would say...
Those guys sound great.
You sound in good hands. You really do. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
I liked how John had to...
Doyle, what's going on with you, Doyle?
Yes, in fall of 2017, I had solar installed on my roof. No problem with the solar company. Middle of last summer, I get a call from a company called Solar Tax Association.
Well, that sounds like a scam already. I want to ask something, though, Doyle. When was it installed?
Well, it was turned on in September of 2017.
And who installed it?
Solar City.
Oh, okay.
I have no problem with them.
No, of course. And they take all the tax credits. Usually.
No. When you, I bought the system.
Oh, so you didn't lease this one?
No, I bought it, and...
Oh, okay, because Solar City usually leases them. Okay, that's good. So you bought the system, and that went smoothly, and now you get a call from somebody called Solar Tax Association.
Right.
What do they want, man?
Well, Solar Tax Association claimed that I was entitled to more than the 30% that the government gives you up front when you own it. And
why did they
applied for that?
Why did they say you're worth more? Why did they say that you should get more?
Well, they say that most CPAs don't know that you can apply for an additional $25,000 with the government, with the IRS, to that you can get over and above the 30%. And they charge you $590. They're going to fill out all the tax forms.
And they do that. They take it out of the $25,000, right?
No, they take the $590 up front.
Scam. I'll tell you that without even knowing them. Scam.
Well, I know that, and I want people to know that. Anyway, I'd like to get my $590 back. I've called them many times.
Why did you do it, though? Why you really believed it?
Well, because they had a lot of information I didn't know.
How did you pay the $599?
I did with a debit card, but I didn't find out until January that it's legit if you're a business. As an individual, you cannot claim that additional.
I don't even know if it's legit as a business. I don't know. But here's the deal. Will they even talk to you now?
I think they're looking at it as like a depreciation.
Will they talk to you right now? Yes or no?
No, they will not talk to me.
They target, you know what they do? They also target people that buy Teslas if you register a Tesla, you'll get that same notification.
So Solar Tax Association, huh?
You might call the Ice Hacking Association or something.
Northridge, California.
Yeah.
Solar. And I've called them every day for almost 3 weeks. They're always going to call you right back. I get a person on the phone, and they claim they're not in the location where the solar tax people are supposed to be at. I checked with the Better Business Bureau, and they've got so many complaints against them that it's ridiculous on the same thing.
Will your bank do anything to reverse that at all?
Had I went to them before the 15th of December, they would have.
Why? What's that date? What? Tell me why is that? What was their deadline?
15th of December. 6 months.
Is that 90 days?
No, 6 months.
Oh, 6 months they would do it.
Yeah, and it's past that.
Man, that's generous though. 6 months on a debit card. Okay, I'm just wondering. I'm wondering how we take care of this. First, we have to call them, and then we go to war with them. Do they have a phone number?
Yeah, they've got several.
Do they have one that you've actually gotten through to?
Yeah, 866.
Hold on a sec. Let's do it first off the air, Deputy Dan. Let's just give it a stab. See what they say. And if you can't do it today, I mean, keep doing it for a couple, for a couple days. And if we can't, then we go to war. We usually get a reaction when we go to war. 303-713-8255.
Yeah, you need the iPhone hackers.
24/7/30 spot.
Go get your money back. I don't know why anyone bothers with any other information.
Because they're trying to scam.
Traffic flow across the High City freeways.
Right.
Now, what's slow spot?
Well, that's right. Wouldn't want to call your CPA and say, hey, did you miss a credit?
Not many CPAs know anything about this program.
No, they wouldn't know. Even if you called and asked, they would have no idea.
Just passed
right.
The exam. This is so
they
cutting
would never know.
They would not know.
Yeah, solar credits are real.
Look at that lady.
Out there.
She got a check from Frank Azar for $500,000.
Yeah, sure.
Big winner.
How come you didn't get me $500,000?
Chicken dinner. Man, that guy advertises. I'm surprised every time I turn on the station.
He personally handles every case himself, too.
You listen to the Comedy Channel. He's Frank Azar on the Comedy Channel.
Okay, 5 seconds. Fix It 24/7, the $39 people. For $39, they will come and find any problem with plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains. It doesn't matter how long it takes. You know what's valuable about that? What's valuable about that is it's usually the diagnosis that takes the most time and costs the most money, but not when you hire them. Call them, just $39. If they find a problem, they apply that $39. You can have the work done, and you'll never have better work done. 720-526-3939, 720-526-3939.
Kids are giving their parents the business.
Nate's killing these.
Dad, we need to talk, okay?
He's already got, I think, 2.
Way too much sugar. So I bought this box of Grainberry. It has less sugar and it's
What's that?
super yummy.
Dropped again?
No. I just said what I said. That we're not getting the usually. Okay, now they're coming back.
Grainberry with onyx sorghum has the perfect balance of antioxidants.
Is he not in Alaska anymore?
No, he goes 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
Okay.
Good system.
I should have had done right do it. Don't be that.
Man, there's some shady people up there he's flying around. I'll tell you that.
What do you mean?
Just villagers, man.
How do you figure they're shady?
I just know they're shady. Who lives in the bush out in freaking Alaska? They gotta be shady.
Does he got what runners?
Riff-raff.
Riff-raff.
Is he lineman with runners or on snow or what?
I don't know.
No, he's not on skis.
You don't think so?
No, I know he's not.
And windows and entry doors?
He can hit a button and it switches. It goes from skis to the things that land in the water,
Floats
to the floats, and then to wheels.
He's back.
About to be indicted, plus.
You heard Netanyahu got indicted today, right?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, his AG.
Who is he?
For corruption. The Prime Minister of Israel. Yeah.
No,
he got indicted for fraud and corruption. It's been through by his own government. Yeah, it's been through in a long time. I didn't think it was going to happen.
And they're up for election. He's up for election.
Stem cell therapy for arthritic
The people will carry him. They love him.
I don't think they all love him.
He's behind the polls.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to set up a White Oval Office in jail.
There you go.
Schultz can help you retain the joints, knees, hips, back, shoulders, hands.
Yeah, who was that called me on election day? It was around 4 or 5 o'clock. After the polls opened, they said, it looks like it's going to be a landslide, Mark. Hillary wins. Who the fuck was that? I try to really recall. Who kept texting me, too, for a little bit. Then all of a sudden, the text stopped. They dead stopped.
After Florida?
It was so weird. And then the map was all red at the same time.
Remember the early returns came in? Remember the early returns came in, CNN and everyone was saying, looks like Hillary's going to run away with it?
When New York came in is what he said.
And so I texted, what I love is at the end of the evening, you see some of these commentators almost literally white and crying.
They were crying.
Well,
CNN was crying.
here's her path to victory.
There was no path to victory after
Here's a path, a possible path to victory. I mean, they were so upset.
They missed it. Big time.
Because there was a white lash.
That's what that one guy said.
White lash.
For your company. People have asked me, Tom, where?
Some asshole on CNN yesterday. I listened to those hearings on CNN just because of commentary.
What did you think about it? All it was a slam dunk.
It was just a stupid little shit show parade.
That's all it was.
There was no substance to it. But one of the
I think
commentators
he's a
on
crook. I
CNN,
think this. He had no evidence.
The guy's a rat.
one of the commentators on CNN said, well, you know, I've noticed that all the Republicans are white and have Southern accents. It's like, what the hell?
Actually, a congressman from Colorado would ask questions. I can't remember his name.
It's a senator.
No. These were
congressional hearings.
This was Congress, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they were quizzing the rat.
That was just a complete shit show, is what it was. It's just the stupidest damn thing I've ever seen.
And he's going to jail.
Oh, yeah.
One of the Republicans asked him, did the Democrats tell you what to discuss? And he was like, yeah.
That was the best answer.
If he talked to Schiff about it and stuff. Did he do
Schiff,
more
like, what
than
did you
just
talk
say
to
time
Schiff
and
about?
date?
And he's like, just dates and times. He's like, and topics.
Should have been paid.
No, I'm asking about your Chapter 13. Usually Chapter 13's last...
No, that was discharged. That was discharged.
Okay, good. Now go ahead. So
So anyhow, I did a reverse mortgage.
Yes.
Which I'm very happy with. I'm a little confused with one issue.
What is it?
The providers of credit were all satisfied, and hypothetically speaking, I had with the credit union. We made the attempt to go ahead and pay out that note, and I had a balance with them on a Visa card, and they came back, sent me a letter as well as
Joe, I'm confused. After your bankruptcy, you had a reverse loan, and you're happy with the reverse loan, and then you attempted to pay what?
I paid all my providers of credit.
Why? If they were all discharged, why did you go and make additional payments after your Chapter 13 was discharged?
Additional payments?
did you make after your Chapter 13 was discharged?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so you got a reverse loan, and what is your question?
My question is, my providers of credit were satisfied except for one. I'm a little confused with them. Because,
now, why were they not satisfied? Were they not included?
No. Everybody in general except for one.
I understand. Which one was that, Joe? That's what I'm trying to find out. Which one was not satisfied?
We were trying to satisfy him. It was a credit union.
Okay, Joe, here's my question, please. And it's me, it's not you. You say one creditor, a credit union, was not satisfied. Was it included in the Chapter 13?
It was.
But?
And reverse mortgage sent them a payment to pay off that.
Joe, listen, Joe, please. The one that was not satisfied, the credit union, you say it was not satisfied. Why?
They said it was paid in full. PIF.
Wait. So it was satisfied.
Yes, but now they come back and said they made a mistake.
And said what kind of mistake did they make?
$8,000 and 8,000 some.
What, are they claiming you still owe them $8,000?
Yes, after I got that letter, even my bankruptcy lawyer made an attempt to set.
But here, okay, hold on. Under what circumstances, Gigi, would a guy have a balance due of $8,000 after a Chapter 13 was discharged, and in that Chapter 13, that debt was included?
If it was a secured debt, it could survive the bankruptcy, right?
Okay, so Joe, what was that debt at the credit union? What was it?
$8,700.
What was it for? Was it a loan?
A Visa card.
Oh, a Visa card. Okay.
Now, credit unions cross-collateralize their debt sometimes. Joe, did you have a mortgage with this credit union? Did you have a car loan with this credit union?
He had a mortgage on your home?
Yes.
And did the reverse mortgage pay off that loan?
Yes, on my home, yes.
Okay, so the reverse mortgage paid off that loan. Is it possible they're saying that the reverse loan did not pay enough to pay off the mortgage? Maybe that's what it is. They had the wrong payoff.
No, sir.
No. They're saying they have a credit card bill that you still owe.
Yes, sir.
But listen, Joe, you don't owe it. If it was listed in your bankruptcy, you don't owe it.
And you got a discharge, then it's discharged. And this is a discharge violation, right? So your attorney should be at least sending them...
Yeah, why would your attorney attempt to pay it?
At the very least.
Why?
I have no idea. That's why I'm saying I'm totally confused.
Well, Joe, I'm confused too, because here's why. That credit union could be breaking the law. I don't understand why they feel that they should collect on a debt that was discharged in bankruptcy.
I understand your point.
And did you tell them that? Did you say, wait a minute, this should have been discharged with my bankruptcy?
We made 2 or 3 attempts to get this satisfied with the credit union.
Now, when you keep saying that you made attempts to satisfy, what does that mean? Did you offer to pay them?
Yes.
But why? Why would you offer to pay them if it went through bankruptcy?
Because of the bankruptcy attorney I had.
Who is your bankruptcy attorney?
His name is Kevin O'Shaughnessy.
Do you know him? Kevin O'Shaughnessy. Listen, you need to call. When's the last time you talked to him?
Perhaps several weeks ago.
What did he say? Did he say there was an exception in your bankruptcy, that there was some reason this didn't go away?
No.
Okay. No. I want to ask another question. Is the credit union doing anything to try to collect it?
No, he asked for me. I paid him right out of my own pocket.
No, I hope you didn't. Wait, you didn't pay them, did you?
No, I paid $40 a month.
But why?
That's why I'm calling
Joe,
you.
okay, but now, here's another question. We will help you, okay? I understand you don't know, and so I won't ask you that again. I want to ask you another question. What does the reverse mortgage have to do with this?
Well, the reverse mortgage, I borrowed in order to pay off the Chapter 13, which they had a...
That's why your 13 went away early.
That's it.
Okay.
That explains it.
But the $8,000 is unexplained. If we call a credit union, will they talk to us about it or not?
The reverse mortgage might have paid off the mortgage, but not the card, or where they intended to pay off the card.
The wrong payoff amount.
Right. It may have just been misapplied, and they came back and realized it now and are showing the deficiency, and the reverse mortgage is wanting to be fully collateralized on the mortgage, and are finding that that's a title defect because the underlying mortgage didn't fully get paid off.
Oh, very good. Very good explanation. Joe, did your reverse loan people say you needed to pay that?
It was on the list.
On the list of what?
Of the
payoffs.
Payoff,
and they gave you the wrong payoff amount.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hold on. Listen, we probably can't do this in a quick phone call, but I understand. And why don't you hold on? We'll come back. We have some action steps here. Okay, Joe, hang on. Thank you for putting up with us. We finally understand this.
This guy knows exactly.
He just, couldn't get the explanation of that.
Excel services, 30.
So it's funny, his attorney didn't explain it to him.
Well, I don't know why. It is. And it doesn't rear its ugly head for a year and a half.
I bet the reverse mortgage company had trouble getting their first position on the house straightened out. They went through title and everything, and all of a sudden it came back.
They're
with
saying,
problem.
wait a minute.
They're like, hold on, we can't get fully collateralized on this.
You have to pay this.
But wait a minute.
Clear it up.
Why would that 8?
Well, because of what Gigi said, credit unions often cross-collateralize their debt, so that 8, even though it was a credit card, is still showing up as a stain on the title of the house.
They have it reporting incorrectly. So I don't think you're allowed to cross-collateralize with your primary residence, but it doesn't mean it's not messed up.
Get ready to try it.
It's Truck Month America. Join the stampede to your...
Yeah, it's hard to say.
You know, you have a spring in your step, Suzanne, and that's because of Excel Services. They clean your home, once a week? Every other week. That's enough. And they are excellent. You will never find house cleaners better than these guys. I've been using them for 12 years. We love them. Excel Services. They do way more than just cleaning. No contracts, by the way. You can do a one-time clean, deep cleans, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or custom cycles. And they do windows, carpets, gutters, and they do painting and other stuff, putting up and taking down Christmas lights. Call them. It's a wonderful place. 303-683. 3470, 683-3470, ExcelServicesNetwork.com. I know.
What gives one company the edge over another?
How much time do I have?
It's not one thing. Maybe it's
And I will say, Chapter 13 office is not impeccable. They're giving you payoff balances and history. I mean,
that's one of the dumbest. That could be the dumbest call that you
we should have that.
Dumbest person
call. $2,500. That was ours.
Dumbest consumer of the year.
You know, like, where does the money go? And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You think so?
Yeah, the client's like, yeah, we cashed it.
Dumping up.
Yeah, and we're not suing our own clients.
We have the same stuff happen.
Old guy.
They'll mess up and send net paychecks directly.
Bails his grandson out with iTunes cards.
That's huge.
And then at the end of the game, we don't know.
Right.
And
That's true. That was last year.
Right.
And they're like,
but I mean, he's older. He didn't know. For all we know, he thought an iTunes card was like a Visa. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure he didn't realize it was only to buy music.
And again, he thought that every time
you got
still doesn't.
She was trying to pay out a credit card.
That check.
Yes.
Okay, give you $1,000, pay off the $7,000 credit
What's
card.
wrong with
And there's no repercussions.
Yeah, it disappeared instantly. Yeah, well, and that's
Why
the
wouldn't
thing is
everybody do that?
Even if the payoff balances are
It's like
wrong,
Alaska's bridge to nowhere.
if the plan payoff required everyone got
I'm
100%,
gonna send this Dean Jones
and everyone
thing.
didn't get 100%,
This to me
still owe
would be
it
the
then.
best.
That's my guess is
The year.
when you try to get out of your 13 early, it's not usually.
And we get a stake
Because
on
if
it.
your home equity's increased, which obviously he has a lot,
Virginia First Lady handed out
then the
cotton
trustee's
to
like, well,
African
we
American
would like
children on slave cottages.
pay all your debt now. That's why we've got people always calling, I want to pay it off early. I want to
Sure what
no,
that means.
you don't. You want to keep your head down.
I'm pretty sure
Make
if
your
you're from
monthly
West
payment.
Virginia,
You're never going to get a
probably
better
had blackface
deal
at
than
one
what you're in
point.
right now. Every time you ask permission to do something in Chapter 13, they get another crack at everything.
Whatever happened, it kind of went away.
So they can go back in and
Yep.
recontract.
Absolutely.
Democrats.
Your income again, they can say, oh, sure, let's see your 2018 tax return.
And
No, you don't.
This thing with the killing the babies after
No, you
born,
don't.
Still, still signing up.
For addiction and substance abuse. But here's the bottom line. They offer
Fourth term abortion.
No,
But you're
that's why
right.
there's such
It has.
And you know,
Actually, Justice Smallton stuff you don't really hear very
most
much
most
anymore.
lenders will require permission from
Of course, it does get old after a while. They
So
can't
that
keep
means, okay, so we need to
same
see
stuff.
three pay stubs. We need to see if you're making more money.
So you
Don't
got
do it.
charged.
But that Robin, there was a thing, I think this Robin, whatever says, I still believe
If there's
Justice.
a case where you're gonna get a, sometimes Michael do it a la carte, like if you want to
Wasn't
do
me.
that, you gotta be ready to do it now. So we're not gonna modify anything. But, sometimes we leave, try to leave a little buffer in every plan so that you can go do a supplemental pre-app to get it out. But it's hard.
Drunk
It's
Russian
very tough.
sailor.
Because then you got, you're signing the paper.
Oh,
And I
wow.
thought, what's this extra?
He did fuck
Attorney
up.
was like, because I know that over the next 5 years.
He must have been
Not as bad as the drunk one up in Valdez.
There used
Oh.
to be
Yeah, you're right.
$1 billion.
Did they fire him?
Chapter 7 somebody in Jeb
And I think Exxon quit owning ships too.
he's still just as miserable as that.
And enter promo code
I used to have to go do the cover 41 for her now and again.
That is amazing.
And I would just, I would laugh at him. If you laugh at him and act like he's funny.
Right.
I love this quote. Authorities were also trying to determine why the ship was heading towards the bridge in the first place.
You're wrong.
Bad, man. You could,
He does fight for it.
get in a lot of trouble for doing that.
What's the right side man on this side?
I think it happened in China.
That much different.
China, he would
But,
really.
you know, you've got the old,
Russia's a little bit different.
bark is worse
Well,
than this fight.
as long as it was Biden.
Oh, man.
Potato vodka.
So unpleasant.
Tom Martin here, 303-713.
713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. All right. Why is there a bill still showing up? We think we have it figured out. We're going to have him contact the credit union and ask some very specific questions, and then his attorney. And then he can always call Wink and Wink. winkandwink.com. They do bankruptcies. 303-410-1720. So, let's talk. What is going on? John, welcome to the show. What's happening?
Well, Tom, I can't believe it, but for the last 4 times now, I've been down to Safeway. That's where I shop.
Yes.
And every time I go to pay, they're asking for my birthday.
What?
Yes. And
why do they want your birthday?
I asked, and they said, we're just doing what we're told to do.
Well, I'm sure they are. Huh.
And so, anyways, it's that Safeway on West Colorado Avenue in Colorado Springs.
What does it bother you?
Pardon me, Tom.
I'm asked my birthday when I go for prescriptions. But does it bother you that they ask for your birthday?
Well, yeah, because I see all the time these scammers. They get that number, and then they'll have your house.
Is it because you're buying that full strength beer now?
No. No, really. What do you think it is? They don't know.
I don't know. I say, what is this? And they said, well, look, I'm just doing what my job is.
Are you buying liquor, though, for real?
What's that?
Are you buying beer or liquor?
No, I'm buying groceries.
Now, by the way,
Safeway don't sell liquor.
They sell full-strength beer now.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
put the beer bellies out there, I guess that's good.
But I don't think it's that. I mean, what form of payment?
Well,
every form of payment? Hold on, every form of payment?
Well, just my credit card, you know, how else?
Now that I don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to ask corporate. That's an easy question for Safeway.
Yeah, it ought to be, but I think it's really intrusive, and now I'm going to skip them. I'm going to go to King's and sit.
Well, you'll pay better prices at King's anyway.
Do you end up giving up your birthday?
Yeah, do you tell them?
The only one that wants my birthday is the girl there at Safeway.
I know, but when they ask you for it, are you giving it to them?
Well, I hate to lie, but I gave them some birthdays, but I just made them up.
Okay, good. Who cares? I mean, apparently it can't be that important. And you made the choice. You're going to King Soopers. If anyone knows why Safeway is asking for birth dates on payments with a credit card, let us know. Probably with checks, too. Who knows? I have no idea. Kim has a bankruptcy question. She had contacted us. We got in touch with her. Go ahead. Kim, you have Gigi Wink here.
Hello.
Yeah, what's happening?
So I have claimed Chapter 13 bankruptcy, and I've been making payments, and I'm coming to the end of 5 years. But my lawyer was disbarred, so I need to see if I need a lawyer, or will it automatically discharge?
Oh, it will not automatically discharge. There's some paperwork that needs to get filed. You have to make sure you have your financial management certificate done, and then there's a certificate to obtain discharge. My advice would be to call the Chapter 13 trustee's office and tell them about
hers or a general
yours.
office?
The one, there's only 2 in Colorado, so whoever, there's
Wow.
either Goodman or Keel. So whoever's in charge of your case, you call their office, tell them your attorney got disbarred, and ask if they could help walk you through the end stage process. If not, you can give us a call, and we could talk about, what we would charge you to do that. But I don't know that you need to pay anybody to do that. And the clerks there, the trustees, attorneys, they're pretty helpful.
What's the guy's name, by the way, or her name?
That was disbarred?
Yeah.
Heupel.
Kevin Heupel.
Oh, Heupel. We know about him.
The cripples are still
what a crook.
in effect.
We have more coming up. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino with John Fuller and Gigi Wink. Stick around. 303-713-TALK.
You thought he was going to say corn.
We literally work to earn your business every single day. We do not hold you to a long-term contract.
He neglected to notify his suspension to his clients.
Send in a cleaning crew and a virtual tour crew right off the top.
He has stats to prove he
Yeah.
sells faster and for more money.
She should be able to handle that, though. That's
Improperly reduced his fees in exchange for positive internet reviews.
Oh yeah, he was paying people.
Oh, he
for
did more than
He did
that.
everything. He
Jesus
did
God,
every bad
way
thing he
more
could do.
than that. And knowingly converted client funds, among other things.
Yeah, well, that's what gets you disbarred is mismanagement of client funds.
He
yes.
refused to cooperate
Yeah.
when asked.
Well, and then I don't think he paid on his settlement. I think he went into default on his settlement.
On a bankruptcy on things.
Well, he charged 3 times as much for a Chapter 7 and then garnish you after.
And that should have been discharged then. That's why you guys get paid up front, right?
Yes. It's the only way you can do a Chapter 7.
He broke 17
It's the only
rules.
ethical way.
And the most savings, and you will never pay upfront fees unless
Oh, he was trouble. Well, and you know what happened to the other one?
So get
They were 2 peas in a pod, and yeah.
Well, he's not
He
disbarred,
took
though.
he's dead. He
Who?
shot himself.
Who?
Jude.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
I thought you meant.
He killed
I
himself.
thought you meant.
No, right, no. Those were the 2 big, low-cost, $500 bankruptcy guys.
Yeah, Jude killed himself. I think he was a roid head.
I think he might have had some
You know he
issues
would
like
never
that.
let you ever take his picture, ever. Never.
Because he changed his name from Michael Hens to Michael Jude. And then Jude Law, that's some good Google juice, right? Because Jude Law. But, yeah, that was weird.
No, he was a dangerous person, and he also attacked secretaries and clients.
Yeah,
He was
right.
a bad guy.
He did. He
I
had
was
some
working up a
hair
story
trigger
on him.
stuff
Oh my
going on.
God. This guy.
Who blew his head off?
Michael Jude.
How long ago was
He
that?
and Heupel were the 1 and 2 filers during the,
Because they were the cheapest.
after. Heupel wasn't the
Well, I mean, they
cheapest.
advertised it.
Right. There was a lot of bait and switch going on.
Do you know that Heupel had a position with the state?
Right, and he
was then head of the department
cosmetology
regulatory
board.
agency. That's
Yeah,
about it.
and his girlfriend was like, he did some shifty.
He's always been doing crooked shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy never knew
in
how
his
to-
in his beige suit and his white suit and
Yeah, he always.
his
What does
vanity
he do
license
now?
plates. I have no
What does
idea.
somebody do
You
when they're-
can't be good, right? You can't be good.
I mean, Jesus, what does he do for a living? He had a big giant. I mean, he
had a huge.
Let's put it this way: he had a lot of expenses, man.
Yep.
This guy who lived high.
Yep. Oh, he had fancy suits and fancy cars with his
Look, he's on
vanity
Facebook.
license plates. Oh no!
He even
But
puts
it's
in.
you can't. There's no Heupel law anymore. There's no law.
What a waste of a career.
Yeah. Well, I think both of them had tendencies, con artist tendencies, and that doesn't usually end up so good for you.
Heupel.
What thing drugs gets in?
Could be.
That's what
Could be.
I'm surprised he didn't get jail.
Hey guys, don't
Yeah.
mind me as I interrupt your radio program. It's Sue Cosner,
Yes.
sexual health expert.
I just
on
think
men's
that
performance
Coleman,
in the bedroom.
And he has a book out.
No.
Hey, you watched it, did they ask him how much he was making as a Trump
Probably
lawyer?
heard a compelling
When
radio
they were
ad
watching
for
and stuff?
Noxitril.
Did anybody ask him that?
All natural
How much
male
was he
making.
making?
Men constantly
I
reach
wonder
out
what
and
he
ask
was.
me, does this Noxitril really work? Or is it just another scam?
I don't know. He
Nothing
was
better than Noxitril. I recommend this super
he was running
everywhere.
$35,000 a month invoices through to get repaid for all of his stormy line of credit payments.
I seen the check. Yeah.
But so that's a problem. I mean, that has some potential ramifications to it because
Tom, 1 minute. David Salisbury, 60.
that's what really brings in his tax records and stuff. I mean, they're making kind of an end run around because the deductibility of legal expenses is pretty clear, but the deductibility of, you know, paying your attorney back for hush money payments guised as legal fees is a whole different ballpark, you know. Plus, the legal fees will be paid out of the Trump Foundation and not Trump himself after he had been elected as a, you know, as a president when all this stuff should be in this blind trust. And he has no way to really, theoretically, no way to dictate what gets done or not done. But they're still paying for this pre-campaign or pre-election payoff out of post-election blind trust.
It goes into blind trust. How do you even have access to the checking account?
David Salisbury.
That's when DJ Jr. started writing checks.
Okay, Salisbury.
Don't do it for Heupel.
You don't always need a will. In fact, sometimes you want to avoid a will. Yeah. You want to trust. And that can avoid a will. You want to avoid probate sometimes, or sometimes there's no need to avoid probate. You can just do beneficiaries deeds and other things where probate's not even an issue. David Salisbury talks about all of this. He gives free advice on his complimentary consultations, and he'll do flat rate pricing on everything: wills, trusts, probate, special needs trusts. Call him 720-493-3911. David Salisbury.
That is something we have to do.
What's that?
All the whole wills and trusts.
David's done. He's really good.
Yeah, he is. But he's not a litigator. He hates going to court. I mean, he hates it.
I don't want to go to court. I just get a will.
Well, do you litigate?
But you have to. Oh, yeah. You can't be a PI without
No. Well, then you're Frank Azar.
He personally handles every case.
Yeah, yeah.
Someone told me he ran off in the bushes one time.
When insurance adjusters give out his information because they like dealing with him, that's bad news.
Oh.
Hey, call this guy. That would be fun.
You know, yeah.
We know he'll settle.
Frank, quick settle Azar.
I was told yesterday by another
Quick
attorney
settlements.
that a well-known high advertising firm sent a client through a bunch of lien treatment to the tune of about $100,000 when they had perfectly good health insurance and they covered everything.
Oh, no.
And this guy is suing the attorney for malpractice for doing that. And
That's a case.
Why did they do medical leaves? Why didn't he use his insurance? What's the benefit to the attorney is what I'm asking.
Fabrication and installation.
You missed it.
There are some things that health insurance balks at paying, okay? Sometimes that may be, the reason for doing it. The other reason is because they want to maximize the value of the medical treatment. Let's say you get run over by a semi, and I've got a big fat policy, and I know there's lots of limits out there. I may want to run up those medical bills as high as I could. I may want to send you to a neuropsych doctor to run $15,000.
But why is that beneficial to have a high bill? Because you get the money and then settle for less.
And in my opinion, I'm going to turn the volume down there.
Yeah, do that.
And much more meaningful than texting. The original social media. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW. This is the Troubleshooter Show.
I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your Troubleshooter. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We are here to help you solve problems, answering questions, and taking complaints. This is the longest-running radio show on the air, continuous with the same host. Let's talk. Desiree, you need a car. What does that mean?
Yes.
You just need a car.
I need a vehicle.
Yeah. We can put the word out. Sometimes we get cars, and we're fresh out now, but we can put the word out. What's your situation?
Well, what happened right before Thanksgiving, I had a sudden heart attack. Didn't know. No history.
Wow.
And ended up having 3 stents put in. Had to miss work.
Did you lose your job?
I ended up losing my job now because I just got out of the hospital again on Sunday.
So did you have a second heart attack?
It was, I thought I wasn't sure, but it was just stress. And I think it's just because of everything that's been going on. So
how old are you?
52.
Wow. Are you overweight?
No, actually 6 years ago I lost 100 pounds.
Smoker?
Not anymore.
Okay, so Desiree, right now you have some health problems. And did you lose your home, or did you not have a home? Were you renting? What is your situation right now?
I'm renting now.
How do you pay? You don't have a job though, right?
Right. Right now my daughter's been helping me.
Okay.
Thank God for her.
Yeah. Does she live with you?
She just got evicted. So she's staying with me with my 3 grandkids. And I'm in a small 1-bedroom.
So there's 5 of you in this apartment.
In my dinky little place.
Yeah.
Yes.
But she's helping because she works.
She's helping me, yes. And she still takes the kids because she still lives up kids still go to school in North Glen.
Oh my goodness.
She drives up there.
So she has a car.
She has a car. I moved all the way out here north in Greeley because I couldn't afford rent in Denver. Not by yourself. You can't.
All right. So you need. What is your income? You don't have any. You have no income.
Not any, but with the car, because I did go back to school at my old age and got my associate's degree in accounting.
Good. You shouldn't have a problem finding a job.
Tax season. You should be.
Are you finding a job?
Easy.
They're out there, but the buses out here in Greeley are so bad. So bad. They don't run on Sundays. And on Saturdays, they only run.
How's Uber and Lyft?
Uber, just to go maybe a half a mile, they charge $7.
I thought it was cheaper than that. But anyway, here's.
Me too.
I don't know about it. We got to put the word out.
Yeah, I walk. So I don't even go to cardiac rehab anymore because I end up having to walk where I need to go.
Okay. But once you get a car, can you register and insure it? I mean, people think all they need is a car, but it's expensive.
It is, because I've had cars before. When I did go back to work early and had issues with that, and then had to miss work, and then that's why they let me go. But I had a car, and I explained to the place, and had a heart attack. I missed a couple of weeks of paychecks, but I will get caught up. They didn't care. They came and they took it. So. Well, listen, I can all we can do is put you on a list and put the word out. That's all we can do. I mean, but then again, you can't even save up money to get registration plates, to get insurance. And I would say to put a car on the road, okay, even if we give somebody a car, right off the bat, it's going to be at least $500. Would everyone agree to that, just to get it on the road?
Maybe a little less, but yeah.
Yeah. So if anyone knows of a car, listen, I know there are places you can donate cars. We can work it out so you get some kind of a write-off. If we have to do it through an organization, we can do that. But if you ever want to get rid of a car, let us know, because we have places to put those cars. Henry's got a problem with Verizon. Go ahead, Henry. What's going on?
Yeah, Tom, thank you for taking my call.
Sure, man.
My wife and I had purchased a plan through Verizon for cellular phones for our house that we lived, just 8,600 feet in elevation. And I took the plan and I accepted the contract because they had a 2-week free trial period.
Yeah.
Anytime you're dissatisfied, not satisfied with their product, you could cancel.
I hear about that. Yeah, I know that there are places that do that. So you had how much of a period?
I had a 2-week period.
And you were during that 2-week period, sir?
Well, not that. Within 3 days, I called Verizon, and I said, look, I can't get any reception. I can't make any phone calls. No calls come in. I said, could you help me out? So I talked with Amanda at Verizon, customer service.
Yeah, what did they say?
She says, well, let me put a 3-way conversation with our engineers, their extender department, and we'll plot in your coordinates, and we'll see what we could do to help you. Well, being on the phone for over an hour, they finally concluded. They says, we apologize that you can't have any service. Either you're taller than the towers, or there's just a dead spot in your area. So Amanda put all these notes in the system.
I don't need this blow-by-blow. Here's what I need. Where do we stand today? Just really, I don't need all that detail. You were in a trial period. You were unhappy. Why didn't you cancel?
I did. I did cancel, and Amanda from day one put all the notes in that I wouldn't be charged any service fees, nothing. I returned all their products.
And did they charge you a cancellation fee?
To this day, I've had 4 collection agencies.
How much?
Call me on the phone. The last one was $400. And they changed it to this last one here, just this week, I got in the mail for $179.
Okay. So I have a very simple question. I'm sure you do too.
Can I just say a brief thing real quick?
Go ahead.
Okay, I spoke with their corporate office.
Yeah.
Spoke with the lady in November. She promised she would take care of the issue. She has not taken care of the issue.
Do you have proof you were in the trial when you canceled?
Well, I have my paperwork, yes.
Okay, you still have it.
But the thing is, Verizon sold, without even sending me a bill, they sold my account to a collection agency, okay? So Verizon, from this lady from corporate, says they don't know how to undo it. Well, they ruined my credit score now. I bought a brand new house in June of 2017, a brand new vehicle in October 2017. I tried to get a loan this last year to build a garage, and my credit score stinks.
Over that one thing. Over that one thing.
And Verizon doesn't know how to reverse it.
They said that. They don't know how to reverse it.
Correct.
Come on.
Right. Well, I know. What do I do, Tom? Seriously, this is absurd.
John Fuller Law, of course, he does personal injury law. But, John, you know, if there was ever slander of credit, this is a good one.
Well, I think it is. But, I mean,
I know it is.
Have you reported this to the...
Go ahead, John. I'll put him on hold.
Henry, have you reported this to the credit bureaus as far as this?
Have you contested?
What have you done?
No, sir. No,
okay.
That's why I want to call.
All right. Here's the first thing. Here's the first thing. And I know there's a lot of little things. The first thing is to contest it in with the credit bureau.
Right.
You contest it saying this is inaccurate. You send the paperwork showing you canceled during a trial period and should not have been charged anything. They will take it off if Verizon can't confirm it. All you have to say to Verizon is, if you don't know how to reverse it, all you have to do is not contest it. That's all. Just tell them that. If you've been talking to someone, say this: I am going to protest it on the credit report, and if you guys simply let it go, it'll be removed. Okay? The next thing, if they don't do that, Mark, small claims court. I'll bet you Verizon, you can sue them in Denver. I'll bet you, or in Colorado, in small claims court.
It wasn't Verizon, but I sued one of them for this exact reason. They put something on my credit report, and I ended up...
And how'd you come up with a damage amount?
It was a... No, that's a good question. I tied it to an interest rate that was higher on a vehicle that I purchased. It was all baloney, but that's how I came up with it.
Yeah, so what you have to do, Henry, is you have to figure out your loss for not getting a loan for that garage.
But it didn't even get there. Here's generally...
Of course it won't get there. That's the point, though.
They settled with me in arbitration the day before. They hired an attorney. They did a lot of stuff. And ultimately, I won in arbitration.
Yeah, if what you're saying is true...
They took it off my credit report, and they gave me $1,000.
Right, but so Mark brings up a really interesting point. There probably is an arbitration clause in that contract that you signed, and it may not be one that makes it real economically feasible to go through, but reporting it and contesting it with all of the credit bureaus is virtually free to do, and they won't be able to contest those charges. I mean,
no.
That's a brilliant way of making them take it off, because if they can't prove the validity of it, it's got to come off of there.
And here's the other part, okay?
Yeah, so, but we all know the second these guys reach out and say, hey, is this debt valid? They don't have to send them anything. They just say,
it's amazing. It's amazing to me. It used to be the FTC said you have to err on the side of the consumer. Now they say, you know, and they say you have to document it. They've gotten lazy again. No one documents. I asked straight up, how do you know this debt is valid? How do you confirm it? I swear to God, they said, we call the creditor and ask them. Do you require documentation? No. Then why do you decide the creditor is correct? We do. We just ask if it's a valid statement. That's it. It's ridiculous. I've said this before. This is ripe for a big, giant lawsuit. The problem is getting law firms to do this. It's extraordinarily expensive, and you have to have a lot of damages, and then you have to pile on attorney's fees. It's really a massive undertaking, but it should be done. They do it all the time. Credit reporting agencies, in my opinion, are criminal organizations. Really. They are, because they are used for blackmail.
How many times, though, do consumers lie about this stuff, though?
A lot.
Honestly,
a lot.
All the time as well.
But that doesn't mean they all lie.
No, of course not.
This report is sponsored by Credit Karma.
A highway drive in the Mile High
Sprint
City.
said that I didn't return a piece of equipment, which plugged into my internet. So, you know, I live out in Franktown, man. Our internet, or our cell service blows. So you plug it in there and then it works. Really? They said I never returned it.
Yeah, so did you have to, how did you prove?
Oh, no!
How do you prove you returned it?
It didn't matter. It didn't even get there.
But
it didn't matter.
How were you going to?
I had FedEx saying they got delivered. I mean, mine was simple.
Yeah.
But the only reason it became an issue was because they put out my credit report. They said I never returned a $500 piece. So I sued them for breach of contract. You know who helped me write that up was, who was our old, oh my God. We're on Brandon Sigley.
SimplyFloorsInc.com. Go to that website, make your own appointment, and you'll save 20, 30, 40, sometimes even 50% over the big box stores. I am so tired of these outlets and exchanges and so-called warehouses saying you can save money. You really save money with Simply Floors. Above them, plus you get better service. You get designer services, true designer services, to integrate the floors into your design. Also, you get better installation. The top installers in the country. 303-456-4660. Or better yet, go to the website, SimplyFloorsInc.com, or the showroom, 50 2nd and Ward, southwest corner.
Here's your settlement letter with me.
I didn't even like their settlement.
Oh, you didn't have a conflict?
Because the settlement letter at the beginning basically said it's not their fault if the credit agencies don't remove it.
Well,
and I said, well, okay, I'll see you in fucking court because it needs to be off. And sure enough, they came back and redid the settlement.
Did you contest that at the credit agency?
And they gave me
I should have sued Nordstrom that
$2,000.
It was only one.
No, but what I'm saying,
not 30 day late.
I wanted to pull up how I came up
because
with
I
my
got onto
damages.
auto payment. I signed up for their auto payment, and they didn't draft in time, and they marked me late. And they said, well, you should have saw there. It sometimes takes 45 days. I said, oh man, and they would. I swear to God, they wouldn't take it off. And I didn't do. I should have gone to small claims court. I should have, because you know what? My credit is perfect except for that. And and they care.
Yeah.
One past 30, they really give a shit. Just one.
Hey, Gigi, on that charge off, I got a question on that.
Yeah.
So they sent him the
1099.
1099, but not the other kid.
Well,
wait, you're both on the contract?
Yeah.
They're both on the contract.
Yeah.
Right.
I wonder why. Well, they can't send them both for the same amount.
Well,
They
why
have to
did
split
he get it?
Well, that.
Well, you know what? I don't know about
now
the
the other kid didn't settle, right?
Right, but they said they took it
Her son
all
didn't
off.
settle
though.
either. You didn't
But-
settle.
well, yeah.
They did settle.
Yeah.
You paid?
I paid.
Yeah.
Oh, well, wait a minute.
So that's
Well,
why,
then that's
because
never
he's
gonna come
still-
back.
They can
Because
still
hold
get
on.
right.
No, I didn't
that's
pay the
right.
whole thing.
They
I
still
paid-
have it
But
as the
when you
write-off.
settled, when you settled, you said it was
That's
charged
right.
off. I thought it was charged
That's
off.
right. You're
Oh, I
fine.
don't think- no.
You're fine because you had an
Okay.
agreement.
You
have a
actually
contract.
settled it. It'll
a
never come
settlement.
back to haunt.
Okay.
No,
No,
but
you're fine.
he settled for less than what was owed.
But they
It
can
doesn't
still
matter.
get the
No,
remainder
but
from
it
the
shows
other.
up on his credit
Yes.
report.
You
They
know,
said no. They
hold
said
on. As part of your settlement, you could have negotiated that out.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, really?
Yes, you could have.
That's
They could have
tough.
reduced the amount.
Yeah.
They could have in-house. If they reduced that amount, there's no 1099. But it's how they didn't reduce it. What
They're
they
not
did was
supposed
they
to.
That's not. I
settled
was going to say we do a lot of debt settlement when they don't play with
But
us.
here's what
But have you ever?
I'm not sure they're allowed to.
I will ask Mike whether he has. Yes, yeah, I don't think they are.
And another thing is, they would not go after him for the rest, the other kid after the rest. He says
They
it's
are.
all or nothing.
because it's an
You know what I'm
in-house.
saying?
No.
They would not
I'm
go
saying
after
you could. I agree with you on the 1099. What I'm saying
they
though
would
is
not go after the other kid.
you can't say, hey, will you settle for $500 on this $1,000 credit card and not report that part to the credit agencies. That part they can't do.
But I mean, they like, yeah. So
they could have sent him one and he just never got it.
well, we don't even know.
Right,
We
you
can't-
don't know
we
any.
Right.
They might have.
Okay. But then isn't that double dipping?
No. They won't send a 1099 if they didn't charge him off.
But he's saying their agreement was that it's done as to
even
both
with the
parties.
other guy.
Yes, they said they wouldn't go after one and not the other, and so.
So I bet they both
So
got a 1099.
you settled for that fucking loser.
Yes.
Then you should go after him in small claims.
We are.
Good.
You were trying to find him to serve him. You couldn't find him, right?
No, we haven't got it yet. I haven't went down and.
How much money are you out?
Just for the principal of it.
4,600.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I want to go bankrupt, but.
I'm Tom Martino here, okay? We have wide open lines, which is a good thing. You can get right through if you have a problem, question or complaint, or whatever you want to do. If you want to tell me why you're special, we'll take those calls. Every once in a while we do that, but it has to be special. Here's what I don't want. If you say why you're special, well, I do my business honorably. Okay, we're hoping most people do. Here's the number, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. John, we have an email, and the email is very simple. I think, it's a simple question. What is a structured settlement? Ooh. What is a it sounds to me like some settlement that is laid out over maybe a few years and for tax benefits and stuff. I don't know. What is it? What's a structured settlement?
So that's a really general question.
I think I know what it is, though.
Structures can come in a lot of different flavors.
Right.
We will use them frequently when we have people that are going to have lifetimes of medical care, and needs, and we will.
So it's a plan.
It's simply put, it would be simply an annuity type product where a sum of money is used to fund the account early on. That sometimes can include individual asset managers to oversee the investment activity for it. It sometimes may just be a time function where it grows over time and begins to pay out at a certain age.
So instead of taking a lump sum now, maybe they put another amount away and you get it over time and you actually get more if you're willing to wait.
Yep, that's exactly right.
And then they gamble on you not making it all the way. Who knows?
It sounds like the lottery, honest to God.
It's not really the at-fault party that you're gambling with. It's a contract vehicle to invest that money so that we get a certain return that's guaranteed. For an example, I had a young lady that sustained really bad accident, brain injury, going to have a lifetime of medical care. Okay. She had a husband that was not in the accident. We're always worried about what may happen down the road if that couple ended up splitting up or something, and so we put all of the money, not all, but a significant chunk of the money into a structure that protected her ability to receive income from her settlement for the rest of her life, no matter what happened with their marriage or her husband or anything else. So it's a protection vehicle.
Right, it is.
Type cases.
No, it is. But in many cases, I was told, people who do these structured settlements or are hired to do them, that it can sometimes lessen the initial amount the at-fault party has to pay, but in the end, the injured party actually can get more.
They can. The problem with them, in my mind, is that we've all seen the commercials of people saying, "I want my money now," and whatever. Right. After eons of doing these structures, some really smart people came up and said, we can take advantage of these people by buying their structures for
less money.
Present value now, or some fraction of the present value, and then purchase the payment stream over a period of time.
I've seen commercials that said, if you have entered into a structured settlement and want cash, call us. Yep. Let's talk to Dave. Dave, go on. What's happening, Dave?
Hey, good afternoon, Tom.
Yes, sir.
I called you about a month and a half ago. I went in for a physical. It should have been free with Obamacare, and they coded it wrong.
Okay, and who was your carrier?
Oh boy, Ventura.
Oh,
the carrier is
Anyway, it doesn't matter. What happened?
Okay, well, we sent it. We called them and said, you guys made a mistake.
I think Integra was going to help, right?
I'm sorry, what was that?
We were going to get Integra to help you, I thought.
No, I was just, you told me to go back and have them
recode it.
Going to recode it.
Right.
And so they came back and they recoded the last doctor visit, but not the first one.
And how did that end up helping or hurting?
Well, they they originally charged us like $600,
right?
And with the first one, now they say we owe $155.
Well, that's good. But now, should they both have been coded as wellness?
I believe so, yes.
But you only get one a year,
right?
So, what were they really?
Well, we went in for a physical,
right?
And so,
what was the next one?
Well, this was for my wife. She went for a physical,
right?
And then they ran out of time, so she's rescheduled.
Oh, so this was a continuation, kind of.
Right, but
that's an odd way of putting it. And they covered one of them.
Well, they covered the second one, but not the first one.
No, I understand that. Okay. Because it looks like you went in the first time, and then they made an appointment for a wellness schedule. It doesn't. They still coded it wrong. Or you're wrong, and maybe. Listen, you can only have one wellness visit, and I never heard, and this is kind of weird and unique because I haven't heard of what if you run out of time. Are you technically getting two, or is it just part one and part two of the same? I mean, I really didn't have this come up before. Can you ask them to just code them both? But if they do, here's what's going to happen. In fact, I think they did code them both, and I think that your insurance company is just paying one of them. Is that possible?
Maybe I'll have to check with the insurance company.
That's what I think happened, because you can't have two wellness visits paid for a year. Okay. I mean, not the physical part. Yeah. They only allow for one.
Well, that's a good question. Let me follow up.
Follow up and let us know, okay? And I will get Integra involved if you need it. They are really good at cutting through red tape. Integra Insurance, they're insurance brokers. Brenda, you have an update. Here's what I want. Give us a call. Not an update. You need something on Rise. Give us a call if you have a problem. 303-713-TALK, especially if you have any questions for John Fuller, personalinjuryco.com, or maybe finance and credit with Wink and Wink. Bankruptcy attorneys. Brenda, what's going on with Rise? Is that a broadband provider?
Yes, it is, and I just wanted to publicly give them a huge thumbs down.
Uh-oh, what's going on with them?
Well, our internet has been down since last Thursday.
Is this the first time it's been down?
It goes down once in a while, but for a couple hours, but it's not near as fast as they claim anyhow.
What form is it? Is it a dish? Is it a cable? What is it?
On a tower. I mean, we can see the tower.
It's probably microwave.
But what do you have? Do you have an antenna?
We have one of their antennas.
Okay.
And it comes from the tower. And the people supposedly that are on the more expensive tower, we've been down for a week, and they said it's affecting like 500 people. But the thing is, I understand things happen, okay. But what I'm complaining about is I called last Thursday, and they never tell you what's going on. I said, well, are we talking an hour, a week, a day, a month? And they're like, well, we don't know. And I think if it's been down for a week, they had to know something was seriously wrong, that it wasn't.
Do you get credit for outs that are a long time?
Yeah, so, my husband and I both work off of the, we both use our computers to upload to the internet.
Right.
And I didn't have a cell phone, unfortunately, so I was running in and out. He's back now, so I'm using his
So what
phone.
happens?
Nothing has happened with Rise.
No, will they give you credit, I'm asking?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you call and you wait on hold for 30 minutes.
Mark, have you heard of Rise Broadband?
I think I have, but, I mean, her problem's going to be there's probably no other thing to get.
There is no other thing.
Where are you?
Unfortunately. We're outside of Fort Lupton.
Oh.
In a rural subdivision.
Well, Fort Lupton's just a hop, skip, and a jump down the road.
No, you would think, by now almost everyone has it.
Yeah,
so
we have a really antiquated.
They say no contracts?
Pardon?
They say no contracts, right?
I don't know if we're on a contract or what. And it's just the lack of communication that if they would have told me on Thursday that this was serious, but they're like, oh, we don't know, it could be an hour. They had no clue. And then I think about 4 days into it, some guy said, well, we hate to tell you a week, and then it's 2 weeks. And I'm like, 2 weeks? What are we like? So it's been a week.
Okay, so here's the message. Rise Broadband sucks, but I don't know if it's fair. In other words, what you really hate more than anything is they're not truthful. You see, this is the problem we have with a lot of providers, not just of broadband, but just vendors. It used to be that this is what they loved saying. Oh, we haven't heard that before. Or, oh, you seem to be the only one experiencing a problem. They love that excuse. But with the internet now, people can't say that because they get on social media and on review sites and say, this sucks, I can't get blah, blah, blah. Or have you had your cell phone go blue or go, stripes on the screen? And it used to be, you remember that though? They would say, oh, really? We haven't heard that before. And damn well hundreds of people are telling them that. But that was the go-to statement. People, if you're having a problem with Rise, let us know if we should get involved. In other words, is it massive or is this just,
Even if it is, though, what's it matter? There's no alternative there.
Well, of course there would be. There are other wireless providers, no?
Probably not there, no. It costs a lot of money to put those towers up.
We still have a situation where there are...
You can go to the satellite, you can go to a bird.
Satellites with the latency suck.
They do suck.
I just don't know what the answer is in the future here.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630
KHOW,
radio station.
You think satellite's
supposed to be getting
4G's damn fast. I mean, I put my
5G
kids
is fucking faster than most people have at their house.
When I'm at the hangar, I put my kids on my personal hotspot, both of them, for playing their games and shit.
Works fine.
Oh, yeah, so let me ask you something about 5G. When is it going to be out?
In China, probably any second. The rest of the world, any second. Our guys are fighting it left and right because they don't want to put in the money in the infrastructure. Verizon and AT&T. Not towers, but equipment.
you are expecting a lower reading.
But you can buy phones right now with it out of China.
A deal with Vineyard Vines that will produce a limited edition collection available in Target stores and on its
Hi, Janet. What's happening?
July the 13th. Vineyard Vines is a lifestyle apparel brand inspired by settlers in Martha's Vineyard, and it's best known for its shirts or model of a smiling pink whale. Items in the collection include apparel, accessories, outdoor gear, and merchandise for pets. 2 to 120
Uh-oh.
$35. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Hillary Barsky.
Every time I hear a voice, I want to fucking hang myself.
I want to talk to my, no, for sure. I want to talk to my wife. I never do backups, but I'll only negotiate if I know I'm going to get it. Otherwise, I don't like it. But I will definitely talk to her. And then you let me know as soon as you have an opening.
Giving you unparalleled, street-free, long-lasting, all-season performance. So when the going gets hard, be ready with Michelin Premium Wiper.
Yep, I'm doing the hot tub, no matter what.
I'm doing the dog.
This report is illegal.
Well, let me ask her. If she wants
Not in not in North Korea.
Really?
Washington.
Now what you said, Dan.
Not what you said.
I got to agree with John here.
Obviously, I can't offer, but why don't let me just? I need to talk to you. I'll let you.
When I was in military school, we were close to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and they would go Lancaster where men are men and sheep are scared. And I remember asking them, what does that mean? They said, well, these farmers will back the sheep up against the cliff.
It has no curb appeal whatsoever. I mean, none, in my opinion. And it is
Well, you see that they used to say, sweeter than a stone boiled cow?
And the spectacular is open. It gets you.
He grew up on a farm. We don't even want to know what went down.
But we know. So I will talk to her and I'll call you back, and I appreciate that.
And it was him. He went down.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks. All right. Bye.
He did. I hate to make him tell the story, but it's so funny, man. He runs out. He signs up for the Marines. He was in the Marines. He comes home. You know, he just signed up.
Mom was proud.
Mom's proud. He goes out and tells his dad. What'd your dad say?
You stupid fucker. And walked away.
It's sad as shit, but man, is it funny. You never thought it was funny until I started laughing. His dad was old school farmer, man. He'd throw his pliers at him when the kids fucked up. Said he could whip those pliers faster than a ninja with a Chinese throwing star.
No obligation.
Like all black ladies down south, they get their shoe off.
What was that movie where they made that woman shit pie?
Oh, that was The Help.
Yes.
That was a good movie.
Emma Stone made her.
Yeah, she was really good.
It freaked me out thinking of that, though, man. I was like, shit, I ain't eating
how
no one's
How
pie.
many shit pies have I eaten?
But how do you know what
Shit
tastes
pie.
like? How do you know?
I have
It tastes
no
like-
clue.
Yeah, they like the
She
pie.
sure seemed to like it.
But you have no idea what it tastes like.
No.
That's a good point. It could be delicious.
My dog
never know. You would never know.
My dog might
Look,
think it was delicious.
you would never know. One thing, I tasted piss by mistake. I swear to God, I don't.
Was it delicious?
No, I peed in a cup when I was in my office one night. I didn't feel like running to the bathroom.
Oh no!
And the cup was on down there, and just like I was
No.
there for so long, I swear to God,
Jack and Cokes?
I went like this,
Oh my God!
and I went ah!
I know what that is.
No, I tasted it.
They say there's nothing, it's like the cleanest thing in the world.
I mean, I spit it out. I didn't swallow it. Oh my God! I went, oh my God! I couldn't believe I did that. I fucking spit it
Did you
out.
brush your teeth?
Oh my God! It was terrible. I used mouthwash, but here's the deal. I looked it up. Am I going to get sick? But
No.
No, there's some people that swear that's a health thing.
Well,
I know. I agree.
I don't know where Dan meets
It's
these
not
people.
worth
I don't
being
know. I didn't know. I
healthy.
read it.
That'd be sick.
exactly how you would expect.
His cousin told me that.
I don't know.
With the
My
twist of,
cousin said urine's good for you.
with a twist of lime.
My dad says I'm the best kisser. Remember that was from
Vacation.
Vacation.
Okay.
Monica, welcome. I'm Tom Martino. What's happening, Monica?
I'm just
trying to locate my son that I placed up for adoption in 1987, and I was wondering the best way to go about doing that, in your opinion.
Monica, a lot depends on a lot of things, so I want to ask you a few questions. How old were you then?
Okay. I was right out of high school, so I was 18.
You were an adult, right?
Yes.
Okay, because many times with minors, even when they sign private letters, they are sometimes not held to them because they were minors, but you were an adult. Suzanne?
My suggestion's 23andMe and Ancestry. He's a grown adult now, and if he maybe wanted to find his biological
mom... You know
mom,
what, Suzanne? What a great idea. You know why? Because I had mine done. And it asked, do you want to be hooked up with relatives or people that you match?
Yes, that's right.
My cousin's wife did it. It came back. She was adopted. Her father, biological father, ended up living right down the road from us. But she reached out, and the guy put the whole kibosh. She's like, don't reach out again.
Oh, that's too bad. Now, Monica, were they twins?
No, it was just one child.
Oh, one. I thought you said two. I'm sorry. Okay, one child. Okay. One child. You were an adult. You signed it. Did you sign a closed adoption agreement?
That I do not know.
Do you have any of the paperwork?
If I do, my mom would have it. And
would she share it with you, or would she be against this?
She passed. She would be for it, but she passed away, and I don't know where all her paperwork.
Do you know the agency? They have to keep records. Do you know the agency?
Yes, I do.
Did you reach out to them yet?
Yes, I have tried, and they're kind of ignoring me.
Well, I'm surprised they would ignore you. I would ask for my paperwork and not ask them for anything else but my paperwork, and you have a right to it.
Okay.
Now, John Fuller, what would you think as an attorney, or Gigi Wink? Wouldn't she have a right for her paperwork? I would think so. I know this one time when these guys were trying to figure something out and they went there.
Yeah, I mean, I think just from a HIPAA standpoint, it's her records, and
yeah,
I would think she's entitled to.
And do you remember what hospital?
Yes, I do.
Well, you go to the hospital and you go to the adoption agency.
From that long ago, the hospital may
not have them, or microfiche or something.
Might have those just as a matter of statutory requirements to keep those records.
That's where I'd start, and then I have the names of really good detectives, but I really think Suzanne had a wonderful idea, because especially when people have their DNA checked, they can put it out there that they want to know. And I'll bet you this son, if he knows he's adopted, and most parents tell them that you are special, you're selected, you know, and I think that he might do that and say, you know what, I want to put my DNA out there. Now, do it, really. Which one does it better when it comes to finding relatives? I think 23andMe.
I think so, Tom, but I think she should try both.
Now, there's more than even two, but I would go with the two top, 23andMe and Ancestry.com. If you go the one for Dan, that Dan did for 1995.
God, that was so
Dan
funny.
went to a discount. And
a Groupon.
What breed?
Legitimately
No. They asked Dan, what are you?
What do you think you are?
And he says, I think I'm this, I think I'm that, and they call him back, okay, Tonto. I mean, it's like, whatever he said he was, they agreed with.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, they didn't even do the test, I don't think.
A $20 Groupon.
A $20 DNA test. They can't even ship it for that. Here's what I did. I did Ancestry.com and 23andMe. 23andMe already came back, and I have not gotten Ancestry. The reason we did it is we're going to go on the air with both results to see how they differ, if any.
Tom found out he's Filipino.
No, but what I did find out from this one, 93andMe, I don't want to give a lot away.
23andMe.
But serious, huh?
Yeah, 23andMe.
23andMe is that, first of all, they said no genetic markers for any of the defects, none of them. No, seriously, not one. Not one.
That's
according.
Amazing.
But it says that doesn't mean you can't get it. Then the other one was, seriously, I'm 96% Italian.
Well, you knew that, though.
But I thought it was 100.
But is the rest Neanderthal?
4%.
Because they keep coming back. A bunch of my
4%
Neanderthal.
Almost everybody's got some Neanderthal.
4% Southeast Asia.
Interesting.
Southeast Asian. What does that mean?
That's why you like that Chinese food.
No, Southeast Asia and Eastern European or Western. I don't know.
Now
it was
I'm interested to see if the other one is the same.
It'll see, and they had it down to like percentages.
It's cool how they'll track you down to your basically your original tribe.
Wow.
So they said, "Do you want to know relatives?" I said, "Yes." So they immediately found my nephew. Said, "You have a what?" And what I don't know is this: how do they know it's a nephew? Because they say this one is most likely a nephew, this one is a brother, this one is a cousin, a fourth or fifth cousin. How did they do that part where they know, that kind of stuff? All right, we want to talk about credit card fees. Go ahead, Michael. What's happening?
Hey, Tom.
Yes, sir.
I heard you a couple weeks ago talk about credit card company or a company charging an extra fee for a charge on your credit card that was not allowable in Colorado?
Mark looked that up, and he was and what you're not supposed to surcharge. It's what it was, right? Hold on, we'll come back to you on it, okay? Just hang on, because I had to take this quick break.
This report is sponsored by...
Mark, it's phony baloney is what it is. Those guys found a way around the deal.
You're a special.
Yeah, special. 4% age Southeast Asia.
And you can find out if you're related to any serial killers.
So check this out. My mother-in-law calls just 4 or 5 weeks ago to my daughter or to my wife and says, "I need to tell you something."
Oh, geez.
Oh God, what? And we're like, "Oh shit!"
To tell your daughter?
My wife.
Her mom.
My mother-in-law called her daughter, which is my wife. She says, 55 years ago,
oh God,
I had a baby and put it up for adoption.
Wow! Holy crap! Wait! I want to hear this.
It's happening constantly because of these things.
Well,
I want to hear it all. Hold on. Yeah. Let's talk about Budget A1 transmission and auto repair. If you have transmission problems or you suspect them, do you know what they'll do? If you're inclined to get it fixed, now there's no obligation. They will literally remove it, open it up, and find out exactly what's wrong with a complete written report and an estimate that's locked down tight, free of charge. Even if you don't have the work done, free of charge. If you have the work done, they don't add it back in. If you take it somewhere else, still free of charge. You will never find a better deal. Budget A1 transmission and auto repair on South Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth. 303-781-9858. 303-781-9858. You know what you say? Hey, I want that crazy transmission deal.
Go ahead, Johnny.
So 55 years ago.
55 years ago, she got pregnant and had a child and put it up for adoption.
Out of wedlock or whatever.
Out of wedlock, and never told another soul in her life. Okay? Ended up placing.
And how old's your wife? This is 55.
My wife's 50.
Right around the
50,
same.
yeah.
Right around that
a little
time.
bit younger than he is.
Oh, wow.
But 49 and a half, I should say.
Yeah. Don't concede.
Anyway, so this guy tracks her down. He was raised by.
Wait, he happened to track her down, or track down mom, or track down your mom?
So bio mom adopted the baby out to one of her brother's wife's sister.
Someone she knew.
Okay.
So it was a cousin type.
It's like a cousin type of thing, but nobody ever said anything for all these years. And so somebody finally spilled the beans or something. He set out to find all these people, found my mother-in-law, reached out to her.
And that's why she reached out.
Yeah, she knew it was about to come out.
So she totally, that guy just recently, the last 2-3 weeks, flew down to Vegas with his wife, met his bio mom. They spent the whole weekend.
How did it go?
Wonderful.
How about when is she going to meet her sister? Or brother?
She flew out there as well.
Did she meet her brother?
Yep. Half brother.
Yeah. How is it?
That's amazing.
Does she know who the dad is?
They have located the father. They reached out to him. I don't know what the status of that is.
Wow.
Did her mom have an affair?
No, she was young. She was like 17, you know.
When she had
She was married when she had my wife and her bio sister. So she grew up with two girls thinking,
but had an affair right before. God, that's unbelievable.
Yeah,
not an affair, but
before she even met
the husband.
The father of my wife.
Right. She dared to have sex outside of marriage.
She did.
Did the husband know? Did the husband know?
No. Well, actually, he did. He did know. And at one point, he wanted to go and get that child.
Oh.
And she said, no, I don't want to disrupt that child being raised.
Right. Did she notice any similarities?
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Of course.
Yeah, they're like identical.
Wow.
So
that's a trip.
Yeah,
Is that cool?
So they
good for them.
I'm sure my
talk
dad
like
littered all over.
every day.
Oh.
And text message and all that stuff. You know, that's got to be the hugest relief.
Yes.
Because her mom's
There's
like
no more secrets anymore.
76 years
Yeah.
old. She's had cancer like 4 times.
Yep.
I mean, she's had a long life with a lot of struggles, and finally to have this.
No more secrets.
To wipe clean. Awesome.
Hi, Tom Martino here at 303-703 Tom.
You got a comment, Jay, on, and I'll go back to you, Michael. But Jay, you got a comment on Ancestry. Go ahead.
Okay, that's how they caught that guy last week living in Colorado. He killed that girl in the 70s. One of his family members registered on those DNA sites, and that's how they caught him, because the markers matched up.
It's been happening a lot.
That's cool
They're
stuff,
catching a lot of people.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Yes.
That's something else.
That's why
And they're
Dan's
all in
always
their
careful
70s.
when he throws away
They
a
all
straw.
seem to be in their 70s. I think I was talking to Mike about this. I think it's because they're old enough that now they've got, people under them that are getting the tests, so it's all getting...
Michael!
It's crazy.
Michael.
Yes, sir.
They can't do it, but they do it. They get around it. They're not supposed to surcharge the credit cards, but what they end up doing is they offer cash discounts.
Okay, so my storage company informed me that they've gone with a new credit card company that is charging a 3% fee.
Now that is out now.
That's what remember, we had Lopez on that day. That's what they're doing. They're somehow structuring it, though, as a cash discount. I have no idea how, and honestly, it's a little, I don't want to say shady because I don't know about it, but they're not willing to share any information on how they're doing it.
They're passing the costs on to consumers, and these new credit card processors, say that it's totally legal, and that's how they get merchants interested.
Here's how
I think they're going to lose business, though. I would not go to a merchant regularly who does that.
Yeah, but I mean, the DMV does it. Now, Colorado's exempt from this, or the state is, but think about it. A lot of people already do it, and a lot of people use that convenience because they want to use a credit card.
Well, my storage company, the rent has stayed the same. It's just I'm getting dinged with that 3%.
Does it go to someone else, by the way, or is it all on one bill? So, like, if it's 100, does it come in at 103, or is it two separate charges?
It's one charge.
I don't know how they do it, man. I don't know how.
I think that's pretty common. I mean, I think it's the economic realities. If you're using a credit card, you've either built that 3% margin in, and then it's just a windfall if they pay cash. But I see vendors all the time that have that as a cash price. If you want to use credit, you do it. And
that's a discount, though.
You've got to. Well, it may be, but it's not a discount. It's the price is quoted as X, and then if you want to use the card, it's X plus.
I know, that sucks.
It's weird, man.
Or does it suck? I mean,
well, what we charge a lot of credit cards, and we pay a lot of money in fees.
Now,
that's
is it a law, though, or is it the agreement?
No, no. In Colorado, there's a statute that talks about it. You're not supposed to charge more. We read it. We went through this.
That's right. I do know
how they get around it is, quote, it's a discount.
I do know that credit card processors or issuers, they have agreements with merchants, and many of those agreements say you can't charge consumers for using this card, or you can't, we're not going to give you the privilege of accepting it or something.
It is weird, though, because they get around it. Like if you buy concert tickets, how do they get around it? A convenience fee.
Right.
Okay, 303-713-TALK. We do have lines open, 303-713-8255, and I have about 5 minutes or a little more. So, John Fuller, Fuller Law, when it comes to, this is one thing that's misunderstood, okay? When people get money for damages, what does it constitute? Okay, just list them like very simply. What are damages? We know damages are pain and suffering. What is that? What is that part?
Generally, there's two kinds of damages, Tom. We've got economic and non-economic. Those are your two main categories.
Okay.
Economic is simple.
Now go further. Yeah.
That means medical bills, lost wages, anything that really has a dollar sign attached to it, and we can calculate. Everything else is in the category of non-economic.
Give me an
intangible.
idea. Like what?
That's pain and suffering. That's loss of enjoyment of life. That's the inability to pursue things that you like to pursue.
Okay,
before.
a missed vacation.
Missed vacation is more economic in nature because you probably had tickets that you had already purchased that you had to forego. But the loss of enjoyment of that vacation is certainly something in the non.
How do you put a price on it, though?
So truly, Tom, it's what a hypothetical jury would value that loss at, okay? There's no formula out there that says the inability to pick up your grandchild is worth $1,500, okay? But over time, we that do this every day, have a sense of what a normal jury will think of a certain category of damages. And so that's all it is. It's speculating as to what a jury would say about this category of damages, or going and having the jury tell you what they think about that category.
Once you get an economic damage, do you have to pay out that economic loss? That okay. You collect 10 grand for 10 grand in medical bills. Do you have to have 10 grand in medical bills paid out?
Well, generally speaking,
or can you have money left over?
Oh, certainly. I hope we have money left over. The bottom line, Tom, is it's not literally taking money out of one pocket and putting it in another. We allege every category of damages that we can, and ultimately we'll arrive at a final settlement.
And what you pay out is your business.
Everything.
So then you try to negotiate better deals.
Absolutely.
So you like to have as much money left over as possible.
Absolutely.
Cindy, what is your question?
Thank you for taking my call. I have a girlfriend, my son's girlfriend, who has actually talked on your show about not getting paid for wages, and I wondered if John Fuller handled employment law, writing letters to try to recoup wages.
No, but the good news is the Division of Hour and Wages an Hour, they really do a good job, Cindy. I know that sounds like, oh, it's government, but they do a good job.
They can turn those companies upside down.
They really do. If she goes and puts in a real written complaint, they will investigate it. She can also go, listen to this, to small claims court for triple the amount if it's under $7,500. She writes a letter. If she goes to the website, it tells you what to do. You write a letter first. You give them a few days to pay. If they don't, you sue them in small claims court for treble damages, and you'll get it. You'll get a judgment. So unless they're like a fly-by-night, she should collect. Plus, she puts in a complaint with them, and they investigate.
Was she an independent contractor or an employee?
She was independent contractor. You've talked with her.
Oh, then that's not...
Okay. No, that could even be better, because a lot of times, as you know, she was an employee.
Right. They're calling her an independent contractor. Did we talk to her and say we thought she wasn't an independent?
What ended up happening is you guys got with him and he was going to pay her. Well, the date has come and gone.
What's the name of this company?
It was the production company for the show.
That guy, he has no money. He's dead broke.
That's right. He even acknowledges he owes the money.
I reached out to him through LinkedIn.
What show was he producing?
Lifted Life.
Lifted Life, about the trucks.
That's what he used to do. I mean, I don't think he does anything anymore.
Cindy, small claims court, get a judgment and let it sit. It won't go away. That's the good part. I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget personalinjuryco.com and wink.com. And, of course, referralist.com for help, information, and referrals. Save all your problems for me.
Ever wonder why European...
Thanks, guys. Here, John. Dan, if you want to keep...
I don't know. Doing my health insurance.
That's the dream style.
The hospital.
What is this here?
So, Bridget had asked you to call them. You call them and say...
I did.
Insurance, you did.
Yes.
This is yours.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
I have not got anything. I have not got my Kaiser bill yet.
And have nice Florida times.
Indeed. Key West? No, I'm just kidding.